Good evening, parents, teachers, relatives, friends, everyone who is watching our graduation, and most importantly, the class of 2020. Time flies, doesn't it? How many years ago was it when each of us met one another in kindergarten? When we sang that Stone Soup song for hours on end, and even had our own chicks to take care of. 13 years together, and through all these years, we all strive towards one goal, and luckily, everyone made it graduation. Now, 2020 hasn't been the best year for graduation and our senior year. But let's be honest, we'll never forget this senior year. Imagine what we can tell our kids when we're parents. Look, your grandfather might have woken up 3 hours before school and trudged the snow for the 5 mile walk to school. But back in my day, I woke up a minute before class started and just turned on my phone for school. Or when our kids undergo that prestigious competition that brings out very mixed emotions, history day, we can tell our kids to prepare it on the pandemic back in 20. We can even be their primary source. Also, we can tell our kids that we did our graduation in our cars. But enough of this depressing year of 2020. Today is a day of joy and congratulations, cause we made it. Class of 2020, we did it. If anyone asks, respond with no. High school isn't the same as High School Musical. Not every school gets a chance to win the state championship for basketball, have graduates going on to Yale or Stanford, or going to college on an athletic scholarship, have a 3-floor cafeteria, have people randomly sing instead of talk, and yes, even have the last 3 months of senior year. But we have memories that could rival any school. And let's be honest, with all our drama and events of our class, we could create our own movie named The Church School of Rochester. Way more interesting than High School Musical. Memories are what defines us and lets us move from the past into our future. Our class, in general, has so many memories that define us, and through those memories, we have created inseparable bonds with one another. When was it when we sat down and repeated phonics after our teachers, and had to sing those silly yet innovative songs on the capitals and presidents? Fast forward a couple of years, and we're still singing comical songs in middle school history class on the preamble. Those years when anything neon was the move, and Nike Elites were the socks to have. The few memories we have of the shack and the last class to have Mr. Jensen and Mr. Cray as our teachers, and never forget that 8th grade year with all the laughable drama we had in our class. Freshman year, when a boobie was not known as a boobie, but a boobie in biology. The never forgetting tradition of our class valedictorian with his scroll during class elections, and our first dance of high school when we arrived more in style than any other grade, in a trolley. As school tradition, we entered our sophomore year with the idea of ease, and easy it was. This became the year when the motto in Mr. Aaron's room became reality: cram, pass, and forget. This was the year we were introduced to Kahoot, the best way to learn Spanish, and learned that the best way to learn about music and music appreciation was to listen to Earl King. Now, junior year became the exact opposite of sophomore year, as this year could be defined as hard classes. Our class was introduced to Mr. Lewis, and as most of us know, those physics classes were hard. Most importantly though, in our junior year, we learned that all beginnings must have an end with it. We all started online Spanish and ended that within a semester. Was introduced to Mrs. Hoax, had to sadly end our acquaintance with her within a semester as well. The most heartbreaking ending to our class though was when Mr. Doherty told us he would no longer be our English teacher for our senior year. But through these endings, we earned greater new welcomings with the welcoming of Mrs. Daxon and Miss Johnson in your senior year. To start off, this was a year when most people got the chance to leave at noon. Mr. Harris's class basically became a class where we talked with him and learned in that manner, and this was the year of Schaefer's first appearance at the Civic Center. Through these good memories, our class had to go through bad ones as well, as the pandemic basically shut down the last 3 months of school where more memories could have been made. Even the bad memories, however, created the class we are, and these memories are what defines us as the most interesting class that Schaefer ever had. Now, as the famous song Memories go, we should toast the ones here today, toast the ones that we lost on the way, and the memories will bring back us. If memories created the class we are now, Schaefer Academy was a place where we created those memories. The school, that has been basically our second home, has been a place where friends were made, teachers bonded with the students, and a place where we executed God's command to us to learn and study. Through this place, we learned about a variety of subjects, ranging from figuring out what the actual color of khaki was, realizing that every English book we read had 4 different hidden meanings beneath each other, to hard calculus problems. We learned about many other subjects and ideas, but the most important lessons we had from this school was on our school's motto and Christianity. Truth, beauty, goodness. I know, we've all heard these 3 words at least 100 times in our lives at Schaefer and been taught how important they are to our lives. Every subject we took at our school related to those 3 words, and even our curriculum based on grammar, logic, and rhetoric could trace back to those words. Even the school has emphasized these 3 words more than enough to us. I just want to elaborate on it one more time. We all believe in God and our one true Savior, Jesus Christ. This is the truth, and this is what we live for. With this truth, we can live through any levels of hardship, whether it'll be the professor of a college, other students, or even at our workplace later on. Beauty is a reflection of us when we place faith in that truth. This is the beauty of us Christians, to radiate with Christ through any circumstance so that others can be influenced. No matter where we end up in the next stages of life, we will radiate beauty even in the darkest of places if we have Christ leading us. Next comes the last part, goodness. With this truth and beauty within us, we will obtain goodness as a gift from God. As one of the fruits of the Spirit, showing goodness to others will be easy, as we have been taught throughout our whole life that showing goodness to others is crucial. This is what we have learned and trained throughout our 13 years at Schaefer, and when we enter the new chapter of our life, we must use them to the best of our ability. But enough of this sermon. Today is a special day for us, and so let me go through each and every one of our class with their unique characteristics that made our class different from others. Starting from alphabetical order, our class's most fashionable hairstylist, Mr. Will Barnacle, dutiful and dedicated. Mr. plays Clash of Clans throughout all of Spanish, Benjamin Berryhill, always kind towards classmates and especially to his siblings. Our class's shusher, Elizabeth Carter, dynamic and vivid. Our class's silent genius, Miss Kira Davies, bright and diligent. Our class's kindergarten favorite, Miss Michaela Davis, energetic and sociable. My Wheaton buddy, Miss Michaela Dieter, serene and respectful. Our class's car flexor, Mr. Grant Fleming, good-humored and easygoing. The next communistic physics teacher, Mr. John Harmon, brilliant and exceptional. Mr. Rocket Shot Caden Harper, calm and attentive. Our most outgoing philosopher in any subject, Mr. Justin Homme, innovative and original. Our class's future cancer cure, Miss Meredith Cottom, faithful and honest towards everyone. Mr. Slenderman, aka ZLR, trustful and loyal to any extent. Our class mom, Miss Anna Lash, kind-hearted and responsible. Miss brings her blanket to every Mr. Harris's class, Faith Matson, lively and expressive. Our class president for 4 years, Miss Izzy Maxwell, authentic and compassionate. Mr. I work better when it's due in 5 minutes, Ben Mary, always confident and outgoing. Our class's coffee fanatic, Miss Gabrielle Miller, sociable, and upbeat. Mr. Steal Your Girl Abube Chukwuolua Demilola Morty. Always hardworking and amiable. My Korean buddy, Miss Audrey Park, cordial and sincere. Mr. Resting in the Summer? Psh, that's for the weak. Only the strong study in the summer. Nick Sanger, always dedicated to his future and excelling in all he does. Mr. Gets a phone pass just to be on his phone without suspicion, Noah Sprunger. Thoughtful and committed. Miss Two-time Character Award winner, Libby Storm, always caring and cheerful. Our class's artist, Liv Tronson, knowledgeable and creative. Our class's country girl, Julian Weggy, strong and athletic. Miss Any Dot on Carrots Equal Mold, Susie Ward, thoughtful and considerate. From each student's entrance into Schaefer, each and every one of us has brought in their unique characteristics that have made the class we are today. Without any one of us, our class would not be the same. I wish that each and every one of us bring those unique characteristics into our new settings and create new groups that welcome others while never forgetting the teachings and memories we learned from Schaefer. As Matthew 5 says, we are the light and salt of the world. Let our light shine before others, that they may see our good deeds and glorify our Father in heaven. High school was fun, but we have turned the page in our life. We have moved from childhood into adulthood, and now is the time to find our passion. Let us thank the teachers and parents one more time, and go out into the next stage of our life. And as our long-lost legend and famous NBA star Kobe Bryant once said, become a different animal and yet stay the same beast. We are in the world, but are not of the world.